What up, guys? This is Casey's Raw again, and today I want to talk about my Sega Genesis games collection, and I'll show off the system. And you know what? Because uh, I'm gonna throw this in there. I'm gonna also talk about my 32X collection. So over here starts my Sega Genesis collection. Above is my Sega Master System games. Then down here, I had to have the Sonic games in order. So I got Sonic 1 and 2 for the Master System. Then I have Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, recently bought the case, Sonic Knuckles, Sonic 3D Blast. Not really a big fan of that. Sonic Spinball, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, Wacky Worlds, Creative Studio. This is pretty much their version of Mario Paint. Sonic Collection, Sonic Classic, and then that's pretty much the Sonic games I got right there. And then up here you got some of the classics, like Aladdin was the best on Sega Genesis. I grew up playing NBA Jam in the arcade, and me and my brother would play Sega Genesis version. We loved that X-Men game right there. Toe Jam and Earl. What's funny, I picked those two up in their cases in Pennsylvania for extremely cheap, and now they're going quite a bit nowadays. And they're both good. The first one's better, but the second one's good too. Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. Rocket Knight Adventures, good game. And then you come back down. Mortal Kombat 3. You got Battletoads. You got a couple Batman games. Oh, Zombie Ate My Neighbors. A great game. Then come down one road. You got Batman Returns. I love these strike games like Jungle Strike, Urban Strike, and I think there's another one. I love the Road Rash games, Road Rash 2 and 3, Ghouls and Ghosts. Alter Beast gets a little hate. I think it's a good game. It's hard. Just want to see something real quick about this. Oh, this is the Minister collection. Like, there's Desert Strike. I like those games like that. Toy Story is pretty good. I remember playing Hard Driving on computer in school. Barton versus the Space Mutants. I used to grow up playing that on the NES. Mortal Kombat 1. And then up here, we grew up playing that boxing in Holyfield. We grew up. That's what that game is. It's really hard. Micro Machine's pretty dang good game. Lethal Enforcer 2. I love the Lethal Enforcer arcade games. And there's Urban Strike. You got Columns. And then some of these are kind of like, Echo the Dolphin. Good game, just hard to figure out. Championship Pro Am is pretty much RC Pro Am. And you got down here, you got Mortal Kombat 2. We got Boogerman. And I got most of the Power Rangers games. And then down here, it's starting to get kind of like a little, not the most best games to pick up. Clax is a good game. Street Fighter 2. I think that's Echo the Tides something. You got Lemmings. Oh, Street of Rage 2. Marble Madness. I did not know that was actually on any other system except the NES, but apparently it was. You got Veteran Man 1 and 2. I really like playing those on the Sega channel. Had to think about it for a second. And then let's come up here. You got the Sega CD 32X game, Night Trap. You got Fahrenheit Sega CD 32X game, Virtual Racing. This game, when this first came out, was $100 to pick up. Because what they did, Sega wanted to compete with their with Nintendo with the FX chip, so they made a big chip like that FX chip, and it apparently costs so much they really had to charge $100 per game. But actually, what's funny, that game is actually pretty cheap now. I think I picked up that game for $11. And here's my 32X games in their boxes. Star Wars is pretty good. Mortal Kombat 2. NBA Jam. Doom. I would say Virtual Fighter is good too. And then up here we got some, you know what? Actually, let's go down here first. Off-road. I used to really love off-road back in the day. And then you come up here. Alright, these next games I picked up, they are reproduction games. Alien Soldier. Mega Man, The Wily Wars. That came out on the Sega channel in America. And I believe it had a physical release in Europe. Super Hang-On is not a reproduction, so I'll move that out of the way. Super Mario Bros. You got Felix from Wreck-It Ralph. You got the Blockbusters Championship 2. Then I believe that red one's Tetris, Crazy Bus, Pringles, Bubble Bobble. And what is that blue one? Oh, this is Snow Brothers. So I will be reviewing these reproduction games. Alright, let's come over to my loose NES game. Sega Genesis games. Coming down, here's some more reproduction games. This is Action 52. This is Super Mario Bros. 64. Super Mario 2. Super Mario 3. I forgot I had those. Wolfenstein 3D. And then here's a couple more over here. We got, this is like the evil Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm trying to pull it out. Dang it. Oh, you know what? Let's pull this one out. You got Sonic 2XL. You know, Sonic being fat. Goodness gracious, some of these are just really hard to pull out. Nice! I actually totally forgot about these. So this, yeah, here's the evil Sonic the Hedgehog game. You can tell with all the blood. And that is actually the label is backwards. This is 201 multi-cart games. Plants vs. Zombies. And then Wolfenstein 3D. Alright, let's go up here. You got Double Dragon 5. That's a pretty bad game. Back to the Future 3. That's pretty dang hard game. Double Dragon 1. I got Double Dragon 2 box, I believe. I think that's Superman in that yellow copy. Yes, that's Superman. Then there's another Superman. Strider's a good game. Love Comic Zone. Used to play that on Sega Channel. Splatterhouse 2. I got that for pretty cheap. For today's price. Theme Park. I've been dying to get this version of Theme Park for a while. And I think I paid like $30 for it. And let's... Oh, I just turned on the light for some reason. Let's go all the way up here. This is a weird J cart. You plug this in, and if you want to have 4 players, you could plug 3 and 4 right there inside the cartridge. You see that? Then you got Virtual Fighter 2. Street of Rage 1. King of the Monsters. Street Fighter 2 again. Adventures of Batman and Robin. Trying to pull that out. I think. Yeah. I thought this was a reproduction, but it's not. It's the real thing. Here's another J cart, but this one is from Codemasters. There's Vector Man. Mortal Kombat 3. Bugsby. Here's the Game Genie for the Sega Genesis. McDonald's. I believe that's actually a pretty good game. Shinobi 3. The Shinobi games are good. Oh, this was one of my favorite Neo Geo games, Super Baseball 2020. Earthworm Jim 1. Maximum Carnage, great game. E-SWAT is a good game too. And here's actually quite expensive game nowadays. Is Contra Hard Corps. Battletoads Double Dragon, great game. Hard. Horrible game. Shaq Fu. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Sunset Riders. The Super Nintendo version's better. Super Smash TV. Good game. Here's another one of those J-Carts, again, from Codemasters. Sega Genesis was actually really good. Did really good with Disney games. There's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Here's an unlicensed game called Exodus. Road Rash 1 and 2. And let's go up here. These are my loose 32X games. You got Tempo, BC Racers, Star Trek, Fleet Academy, Starship Bridge Simulator. I used to play Star Trek Simulator on the PC. I think the PC was a lot better. Was that Mother Base 2000? God, what is that called? Cosmic Carnage? Yeah, Cosmic Carnage. Oh God, how I pronounce that? Clearbury? It's a really beautiful game, but this gets oh God, what's this one called? Oh, Birtle Above the Claw. I hadn't played that one yet. Knuckles Chaotix is a real good game. It gets a bad rap. Space Harrier, good game. And I bought this. This is a reproduction of a unreleased game called Virtua Hamster. And this copy, I've been having problems to play. But it does play. Alright. You know, it's cool. I showed off this before. These are the cassette tape holders, and they work great for a bunch of games. Like Sega Genesis, the Famicom, the Nintendo Famicom games. The Atari Jaguar. Some of them work with Atari games. Some of them. And if you want to put the television, it wouldn't look as good, but you can fit those in there. And I forgot about these right here. These are actually Japanese Sega Mega Drive games. I'm trying to pull this one. This is Sonic 2. Look how cool that label is. I really do like that. And I actually picked up a ton of these Mega Drive games. Gracious, they're really hard to pull out. Let me see if I can pull this one of these. I mean, you just saw what they kind of look. They kind of look way different than the Sega Genesis. This is I believe it's a golf game. So, it's a lot looking different game. Cartridge. But, what's cool is, I believe, try to see where that Sega Genesis knockoff from @Games. Actually, I think, yeah, right here. It's actually backwards, but, actually works just fine playing these Japanese games. But, you can't plug them in your Sega Genesis because I believe those cartridges are actually a little wider. So that's how they did region locking. So let's take a look at the Sega Genesis. Here is the Sega Genesis Tower of Power. This is actually my childhood Sega Genesis. I bought this Sega CD. I think I paid $60 for this in Easton, Pennsylvania. And my brother-in-law actually bought the 32X. Kind of conned him to do that. It's like, hey, what about get the 32X? And he agreed. A lot of times I'll be like, I was kind of like, I see something good. It's like, ooh, maybe someone would help me pay for this. I hate to say that, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And that 32X was one of those things. But me and him, we worked out a deal. So, eventually when we split up, he got my the PS4 with all the games and the PS TV and pretty much anything like this I had because I bought most of the 32X games, so it was pointless for him to have that. So yeah, so the Tower of Power. If you're gonna have this setup, you're going to have probably a couple power strips, because this takes a power supply, obviously. This takes a power supply, and that takes a power supply. I'm shocked this dang thing doesn't set a house on fire. And then you gotta remember, you gotta at least have another plug for the TV. God forbid that's just it. If you had to have this hooked up and just the TV. You gotta think back in the day when this came out, you had a VCR. So, you know what, guys? I totally forgot about a couple things. I do have a couple Sega Genesis things to show off. In the last year or so, I have picked up, what's cool is the the Sega Genesis Model 3. Look, this is actually the more uncommon one to find. And it's crazy I found it in the box. Look how cool that box looks. I do like, they went for a different color scheme. But what's interesting, Sega didn't really make this. They licensed it out to a different company. That's the company right there, Majesco Sales. That's who made this Sega Genesis 3. And it shows off the games that you play. But what sucks is that how small it is, it would take out a ton of things. You can't play the Sega CD on it, and you can't play the 32X on it. And this is actually one of the more common ones to find. This is the Sega Genesis Model 2. And I believe I picked this up actually back in 2020. Probably 2021. Because you got that label right there. I'm going to say probably 2021. So yeah, that's what the Sega Genesis Model 2. And this would play the Sega CD and the 32X. So, but let's continue. And tucked in the corner with all the stuff that's on top of my entertainment center right here is the Sega Genesis Model 1. Actually, my brother-in-law picked this up for, I think, $25. I was like, oh, that's cool. I would love to have the box, but I was like, and it actually had the system in there, but I wasn't thinking about this at the time. I was like, well, I don't need another Sega Genesis. So I was like, So, my brother-in-law actually picked it up. And when we were leaving, I didn't think that was part of the deal. I guess he thought it was of the PS4 deal, but he left it behind. I was like, I guess I take it. Eventually, after, I think like last year, I took out the Sega Genesis, so that is empty now. And I sold the Sega Genesis off. There's no point in having another Model 1. So I was like, let's try to get something out of it. But I am so glad that he actually had the idea to buy it. Because if we didn't, I probably would kick myself in the ass. Because, I mean, look how, I mean, you can barely see it, but that's a pretty badass box, if you ask me. And I'm pretty sure there's another thing that actually came in from it, but I cannot locate it right now. But, oh, you know what? I have one more cool thing to show off. I recently picked this up. Let me get this. I recently picked up this. Is the Sega Genesis X-Band, the video game modem. I believe this came out before the Sega channel. And what's cool, you could use this to interlink with other people. Look at that up there. That's where you plug your cartridge up there. And then you plug that thing with a phone line coming in. And then you link up playing other people. And I believe you're able to play Sega Genesis games with the same kind of games with the Super Nintendo. So, this was innovative back then. It's easy to install and use. You pay $8 a month for it, and you get 32 play credits per month. And I believe when you go over that, you starting to pay out the butt for that. But I'm shocked how nice the box looks. I love my boxes, so I'm shocked. And one day I would love to pick up a Sega channel again, because I grew up with one, and I think we just returned the Sega channel to the cable company when my dad got it disconnected. I keep forgetting stuff before I take off. One of the things, I love these signs, and I believe me and the brother-in-law, we picked this up for like $60. It's got some damage after the years. Like, it fell off on this wall. It got damaged in traveling, so it's not perfect, but it's still cool to have that. I mean, it was great when it was a lot better shape, but it's okay. And you know what? We gotta talk about the Sega Genesis Mini right here. And I believe in Japan they have the Sega Genesis, there's a Sega Mega Drive. What's cool, they have a Mini 32X and a Mini Sega CD Model 1. The Sega CD you guys saw was the Model 2, the more common one. Model 1 is not only more uncommon, it's more unreliable. So the Sega CD I got, it's more reliable. But this is probably one of the better Sega Genesis minis out there, instead of those at Sega Genesis consoles like the one I showed you right here. Those are, mediocre at best. So, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you. Bye.